Good morning, Joe.
Morning.
How you doing? No, Isaac, just me and you. And we're a little late because I was on the phone there with. Did you hear the conversation going on?
I tuned you out.
Did you really?
Yeah.
It was a Southwoods because I'm getting a colonoscopy on Tuesday. Have you ever had a colonoscopy?
No. Should I?
I think you should. How old are you?
48.
Oh, dude. Do you have any history of colon cancer?
No.
See, I think my grandfather died of it. So they're like, oh, we got to get in there and get your butt checked.
Okay.
So
let me know how it goes. Give me some reviews on it.
I'm kind of excited about it.
I am.
So Monday,
listen,
Monday, they're gonna. I have to like drink all this. No, take pills.
Okay.
And then not eat anything. And I guess it like cleans you out. Like I'm going to be on the toilet all day.
Okay.
Which sounds fantastic to me because it'll get me away from my kids, which is for like 24 hours. Like I'm pooping. I might move my PS5 into the bathroom just to stand there. Okay. Then I guess at 12:10, I totally didn't write the time down, but I should have. I have to go into Southwoods and they stick something up your butt.
Okay.
To look at pictures or something like that. I am requesting the video of my butt. And then we're going to play it live.
You're not.
Can we please? It's a video. And they said they'll give me the video. I asked.
This I guess would be medical exception. You get away with showing your butthole.
It's not my butthole. It's like the actual everyone watching right now.
I want a Spike Lee intro video.
It's like landing a spaceship.
Yeah, like watching one of those rockets hit something in the desert. Like I want to see the rocket go right into the Luke butthole.
We have like the music da, 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 as it goes into my butthole. And everybody tuned out about my butthole. Has anybody watching ever had a colonoscopy? What do I got to talk to me about it? Anybody in the comments, anybody want to call in? Phone number's up if you guys want to call.
Who's doing it, by the way? Is it a guy?
Dr. Milosevic.
Okay.
Is his name.
Guy?
It's a guy.
Okay.
It's a him.
Would you ever let a girl near your
heck yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, don't care.
Dude, I don't care. When I got God, we're getting into this is like my own personal HIPAA violations as we throw this all over the internet. When I got fixed after we had my third kid, right? Did you ever get snipped yet? So you're not having colon. We gotta get you going. This is so graphic details for Friday, and everybody, thank you for watching. By the way, this is the MLO Bros. I'm one of the MLO. Isaac's gone. I think he's at the doctor, probably getting a colonoscopy. Joe's here, who normally sits over here. You don't see him, but you hear him chime in. But everybody knows who Joe is. So you talk about like girls seeing my junk and stuff like that, right? Yeah. Like, I figure this is the way I look at it. These people have seen so many freaking people's things, right? Mm-hmm. Like buttholes, everything else like that. So when I got snipped, this is totally detailed. You go in, there's like first off, they have you drugged up on something that's amazing. What is it? Not more. I want to say Xanax, but it's not Xanax. They get you drugged up, and so you have no. It's like. It felt like the pills they gave me for that. It felt like 10 beers at one time just punch you right in the face is what it felt like. So I'm laying there. Doctor walks in. He's like, hey, Luke, how's it going? Now, I'm on a chair, legs like up in the air like stirrups. Got like a shirt on with like a thing, and then just
nothing
else. Just God's gift.
Just shirt cocking.
Yeah, dude, totally shirt cocking. Shirt cocking. Exactly. Totally sure cocking. Now, he didn't ask me this before. Now, I'm all drugged up. And he's like, hey, do you care if I have some people that are learning? Like, what do they call them?
Interns.
Now, again, I'm doped out of my mind. I have like 10 beers. Like I said, so like, bring them in, dog. I'm in a good mood. Dude, like 6 people walk in. Like girls, guys, like all these guys come in. Like, all right, here we have Luke's balls, and we're gonna do this. Like, all right, go.
It's around the corner. I'm not touching your gum. I'm not.
All right.
Just deal with it.
Oh, we're good. So, it's like all chewy. So like literally, I'm strapped up. I'm having conversations with these people because I'm all doped up. Like the one girl's like, "So, where are you from?" I'm like, "Poland," because you're totally kind of in it and kind of not into it. And it's just like, where are you from? I'm from Poland. Just looking right at my sack while I'm talking to these people. But again, it's like, I think they're just used to it, right? Like you've seen all kinds of computers. I've seen all kinds of home loans. They've seen all kinds of balls. That's at least I hope.
It would still be very uncomfortable.
You think?
I don't even want conversation. I would like to.
Is it an awkward conversation for you?
Them. Yes. Yes. I would like them picture them not able to talk or
really?
No, I don't want any pleasantries.
Oh, dude, we were talking about like, so what'd you do? Oh, I went to South, right? Like I was having a conversation while these people are working on my thing. Done like that, home, took some more pills, fell asleep, woke up, fine. The prep for the colonoscopy is the worst part. Jeremy, get the hell out of my comment section. Jeremy from Youngstown Pizza Reviews. Students, Doc, are they always that small?
Jeremy, you know they're judging you. You're not
do
even
you think they are?
Yes, not from a medical. Like they'll talk the medical stuff, but in their heads, they're like, "I bet you this guy hasn't pleased someone ever." I bet you this guy struggles with the ladies.
Do you think like at some point like the doctors are like they walk in and it's just this like, do you think they're just like, that's a big freaking hog?
Yes, they would totally. So if they don't comment how big it is, then you know inside they're commenting just how small it is.
Oh, that's terrible.
Did they comment?
No, nobody. Oh, nobody commented on my wiener small. Nobody commented on my wiener. Well, like, what if the doctor? But what if the doctor? Like, the doctor's just like, man, Joe, that is really nice. Are you giving me a piece of paper? I'm struggling. Go home. Oh god, yeah. This is really taking a sidetrack.
Did you think you were going to be talking about your wiener here this morning? By the way,
anymore. Yeah. I don't care, and nobody cares. I just don't care. All right, so Isaac's gone. Should we do the actual intro now? Or did I already? I'm so hyped up on caffeine. Anyways, welcome to the show. My name is Luke. I'm one of the MLO Bros. Isaac's gone. This is Joe from Youngstown Studio. We're going to be talking about a wide array of stuff. I got a hold. Did you see my list?
No.
You didn't see my list?
No.
I take a list.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about stuff. Love a phone call. We got a phone call. The phones are up. 330-595-1600. If you want to call in, call in. I've been having people like message me or message us and be like, hey, I want to come on the show and talk about this stuff. Like I am very versed in this. Like, call. You don't have to come on the show. Just call. Like
it's intimidating as shit. I've taken people that are really articulate.
Yeah.
And when you put this microphone in front of their face so they know that they're in front of other people, they freeze.
Well, this is different though. This is people wanting to come on the show.
Oh yeah.
But they won't call.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm not just going to have some willy-nilly guy from Facebook that says he knows all kinds of stuff come in here. Like I think we want to have like politicians, it's going to be reserved, but this is an open forum. So if you have some,
it's intimidating.
Is it really?
It is. Yeah.
I've never been intimidating by this.
I don't doubt that.
You're intimidated sometimes, aren't you?
Sometimes.
Not anymore. You used to be.
Yeah.
Because people don't realize like Joe is actually a very quiet person.
Mm-hmm.
If you were in a room full of people, no one would know.
Wallflower.
No one would know you're there. Like you can blend it.
Yep.
Like Isaac and I, this might surprise you. Isaac and I walk in and it's like, okay, yeah, those guys are here. Because it's like we're loud.
You're loud, you're boisterous, you talk to everybody.
Yes. Yeah. No doubt. So yeah, I have never had any problems. All right. So Joe, you ready to hear what we're gonna talk about today?
Yeah.
I got a good one for you too, because I know you gotta be wanting to talk about this.
Okay.
The list.
Yes.
The client list.
The client list.
The client list, absence client list, fact or fiction. And I know the whole story about it and stuff, but I just don't know enough about the actual who said what. I was kind of trying to research it, and it's already getting hard to find like facts and fiction about this stuff because it starts getting all watered down with people talking about it. We're gonna call Michael Cohen.
All right, you want to do that now?
Let's go over there. We're gonna call Michael Cohen. I'm gonna call and I'm gonna collect.
Okay,
I'm gonna be.
You're gonna get a commitment today.
I'm gonna get. I'm gonna leave a message. I'm gonna get a commitment.
All right,
I'm gonna get a commitment.
Deal.
We'll talk about that. First Amendment breakdown, what it actually protects. Dude, every day, I'm so tired of it. This morning, in one of our Facebook groups, some lady attacked us for not even deleting her comment, but shutting off the comments. And she's like, yeah, you stifled everybody's First Amendment rights in this group, a community forum. And then she goes on to call us freaking Trump following orange sharks or something like that. It's like, okay, we're going to talk about that. I want to talk about the Poem Library again. Good one here. Chat GPT. We've talked about it before. Is it okay to use for work emails, everyday life, or to make money on social media? Because I know you've been commenting about that too, with the videos and stuff like that. So I want to talk about that one. Updates on Ursuline and Lowville, and then at the end, I want to do the conspiracy of the day.
Okay.
Is that good?
I'm looking forward to that.
I did. It's 100%.
You did that for me.
I did. Well, we're going to start doing that every day because it's really fun. You and Isaac are all over these conspiracy stuff because Isaac dives deep into Rogan, who also loves conspiracy stuff.
Right.
So I mean, I'm into it, but you guys are over the top. So we'll just put that in here.
Okay.
So Scott says, I just got back from the spot at Craig Beach called Siesta Key. I can attest, definitely shark sightings. Craig Beach, Siesta Key. That's like the southern section of Craig Beach.
I've not been to that part.
Yeah.
I talked to my travel agent.
Oh, dude. And we talked about the shark thing on Tuesday. That post is still generating comments, hits, views. It's unbelievable. One post about a shark at Lake Milton. Crazy. It's unbelievable. All right, what do you want to talk about first? You want to call Michael?
Let's do it.
All right, we're gonna call the Cohen Group. For those of you who don't know, it's now been, what is it, 3 times? He said he'd pay. It was the wrong account. Then they said they fixed it. It was a bank error. Then they said they fixed it. No, something like that. 3 times they tried to pay their taxes. This is for the Southern Park Mall. 3 times they have not. So now they're backed up from March. So they don't have the first year or the first half. In August, they're going to owe the second half. Dude, let's be honest. What's going to happen here?
Do you know what before I call, do you know what you're going to say to this guy?
Absolutely not.
You're
just call.
Wing it.
Yeah. What do you do? Do you think I plan? The most planning I do is this.
Thank you for calling the
Cohen absolutely
Retail Investment Group.
Right, so we're going to calling
to the following options
the Cohen Group
as they have recently changed. For a dial by name directory, press 9. For accounting, press 1. For human resources and payroll, press 2. For project management and facilities, press 3. For investments or to speak with.
Do you think at some point he's going to threaten us to stop calling him?
Maybe.
That'd be amazing.
Hi, this is Mike Cohen. I'm not available to answer your call right now, but please.
He picks up the phone anymore. He picked up one time.
Thank you.
Please leave your message after the tone. When done, hang up or press the pound key.
Hey, Mike, this is Luke Schuster from the MLO Bros and Youngstown Talk Channel out of Youngstown, Ohio. I'm actually the older brother of Isaac, who's been calling you. Isaac's indisposed. He did send his well wishes to you, said he missed calling you on Tuesday, but wanted me to call you today just to make sure we were staying on top of you. Just real quick, we know you had some issues with the bank. I don't know who you're using, maybe Chase Bank. I don't know who you're using. Might want to get a new bank. We've had all these errors, like a bank error, a checking error, number error. I'm sure it's not you purposely messing up and not paying your taxes. Because I know an outstanding mall owner like yourself would never intentionally not pay their taxes. The people of Mahoning County need this money, Mike. And you, when you bought that mall, took on a responsibility to pay your taxes. I'm not sure where you're from. I'm not sure what your parents and their beliefs, like I have 3 boys, Mike. I try and teach them responsibility. Are you responsible, Mike? Did your parents instill in you responsibility to pay your bills? Did they, Mike? You own a company. The Mahoning County, the people in it are counting on you. And you're failing us, Mike. Why is that? Why, Mike? You need to sit down. You need to reflect on yourself, your company, and what you're doing. And really, really think about paying those taxes. Because not just me, not just Joe sitting across from you, not just all of the people in Mahoning County, but just America and what we believe in America is taxing people, taking that money, and then giving it back to other people. We need your money, Mike. We need you to pay your taxes. If you have any questions, you can call me directly, 330-651-7081. I hope you do the right thing because August 1st, we're going to go into tax collection mode, and that's not going to be fun. So we'll talk to you soon, Mike. Bye. I was rambling, and he immediately deleted it. I'll never listen to it all, but
I hope it has to transcribe that shit on his phone.
you think it's like blowing up right now? He's like, what the fuck? Oh God, that guy, dude. So do you think he's never going to pay? Right?
I have a theory.
What's your theory?
I think, this is probably the prototype of, buy a troubled asset, let it go into really big disrepair, and then, offload it.
Make the money you can.
Yes. So I think
he's still, here's the thing. He's not paying taxes. He's not doing anything. He's collecting the rent.
Yes.
Every month.
Yeah. So he'll bankrupt that, turn the property over to somebody else, taxes, he'll skate around it.
Write it all off as a loss, as a business loss or whatever else like that. Right. Bankrupt it. Yeah.
I mean, you've dealt with banks to have 3 consecutive. It's not even possible. Like by the second time, the bank would be like, let's not do this until we're sure. And they would call ahead and negotiate it.
Well, yeah. But you got to figure this is a big company, so they know what they're doing.
Right.
Like they've done this. They've probably done this. I'll bet somebody needs to research. I mean, have they not paid their taxes? They've had to not. I mean, they haven't paid their electric bill. I know that. Have they not paid their taxes on other malls?
But you as the person receiving the funds, you could call their bank and say, hey, they're about to cut me a blah, blah, blah check. Do they have funds to
You can
cover?
verify funds.
And they can say yes or no.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. At what point does Mahoning County put a lien on the property? I mean, there's got to be laws and rules and ordinances for that, Patricia. That's a great question. There's got to be rules. Like you can't just willy-nilly, if you're a county, you can't just willy-nilly put it on a thing. It's probably got to go to court. I mean, and he probably knows this. And here's the thing. As they play the delay game, rent's coming in.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's literally stalled since March.
Yeah.
He stalled.
Delay tactic for sure.
Delay.
Collect more rent, see as long as you can push
boom,
bankrupt it out.
Yeah.
You're off.
We're so screwed.
Yep.
That mall's going to be a beautiful freaking new condos or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think they'll do there? Think they'll
Spirit Halloween? That was my favorite.
Spirit Halloween.
The big Dollar General.
Yeah, you know what it's not going to be?
What?
It's not going to have a glass roof on it.
Nope. Not going to be a
have
dog
glass
park
roof
at
on
all.
it. Wow. That is just this whole thing's going to crap, man.
Yeah, it'll probably go to Cafaro because I think he owns a wing of it. Anyhow.
He owns Dillard's.
Yeah. So I think they'll just assume it. Give a discount on it.
Do you think Cafaro would keep it going? Or do you think he'll bury it?
Cafaro Corp is really good at running mall properties.
Do you think he wants to run that mall property?
I think if he's only going to do it if he gets a really good deal on it.
Right.
And so, but if the county takes it over because of the tax lien and it's bankrupted out and becomes property of the county, the county could then offload it for pennies on the dollar.
And they could also the county could also at that point put in rules and regulations on when you buy that property, what you're going to do with it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
because the county doesn't want it to go vacant and they don't want it to get torn down. They want an operator in there.
Right.
Cafaro's your best bet.
Right.
Because the Bartlow's not going to touch it ever again.
No,
There's
none
no
of
way.
those places will.
No,
none of them will. Yeah. So then, and the tax revenue too, the county and Boardman want that in there because of the tax revenue.
Yep.
Right. Because think of the amount of money. I mean, that's $500,000 or whatever it is for taxes in 6 months, $1 million a year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
On top of the sales tax, on top of all the other stuff that goes in there with the people buying stuff.
Yep.
Oof, that is rough.
Yeah, they have a vested interest making sure it gets lined up with someone to operate it.
Right. Because if it gets torn down, let's say you get torn down, put in condos or whatever.
Tax base goes way down.
Way down. Yep. Especially when this freaking insane group eliminates property tax altogether, which we can talk about that. Freaking, I got a bad feeling about that, Joe. The property tax thing.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about it, but these people keep doubling down. And your buddy Dan Rivers the other day pissed me off something fierce with one of his posts.
All right, get to it. Get it out of the way.
I'm going to get it out of the way. And I know you two are buddies, but I don't care. Hold on. Let me find it. Okay. So for those of you not following Rivers and Verb, now I know Rivers isn't on the radio anymore, but he does still post stuff like he's on the radio. So, well, he is on the radio still. Is he still on the radio?
Who, Rivers?
Yeah.
No.
Does he do
He
podcasts?
does commercials.
He does commercials.
Yeah, he does live reads
All right.
Commercial reads.
So this is about the Poland Library, where I am from Poland, live in Poland, own a house in Poland. Kids go to Poland schools. Wife's a teacher of Poland, full disclosure. So I am obviously very biased towards this. Rivers and Verb, for the last 4 or 5 years, have been very, very outspoken concerning property tax, concerning misuse of funds, which I agree with from the government, but property taxes. And now there's this group that's trying to eliminate property taxes. We've actually had one of our callers, 17, who really supports it, which she's allowed. I'll give her credit. They are allowed to support whatever they want. It's America. However, I'm allowed to say it's stupid because it's also America, right? And I hate property taxes. I think they should go away. I really do. I think property taxes should be eliminated, and it should be I think it should be on income tax, and I think it should be on sales tax. Okay, 100%. I agree with that. In Ohio, the school levies were deemed illegal in the 90s. The government has never fixed it, right? Am I too loud?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
No, don't get distracted about me pushing
distracting me.
buttons. No.
So anyways, Verb and Rivers are now pushing this eliminate the property tax. And they think they're so freaking smart, and it drives me bonkers, right? Because, I've been on the radio for 20, 30. You guys are just boomers like everybody else. We're going to talk about boomers too. That was another thing. But okay. I'm going to read. Now, again, remember, Dan Rivers has been adamant. He lives in Poland. Adamant against emergent voting levies for the cops, voting levies for the schools, voting levies for the police and fire. Okay. Totally adamant against those. Doesn't want to support them, doesn't want people to vote for them. Verb 2, just don't vote for them. We're tired of getting taxed. Your buddy Dan here. This is a post 2 days ago. Less than 20 years ago, Poland Center was a home to a broken down filling station, a dog grooming shop, and a couple pizza restaurants. Wait, is this the right thing? Yep.
It's about the library.
It is. The dog groomer was pretty good, but I must stay on point. Today's Poland Center is graced with Peterstone Park, a clock tower, a period respected Walgreens. Oh, you're such a tool. A thriving plaza and restored East Side storefront. One has to admit the village has thrived. I mention this because the transformation that has been made from a crossroad of 224 and 170, place befitting the first range of Western Reserve. Add to the distinctive preserved Old Stone Tavern, Village Green, housing municipal building, and a preserved properties on market. Perhaps the most iconic building is the Bob Mastriani designed Poland Library, which has earned acclaim in Architectural Digest. I think you ChatGPT this. What do you think? Those that appreciate the design of Mastriani have traveled to the village just to view the interesting building. During the past 2 months, it has come to light that the building has structural issues, likely due to the underground water issues that have. Side note, those water issues, it's because they built it right next to a freaking creek, and it's always had water issues. That was stupid. But these people wanted their library right there. I don't know how serious the issues are, but I have heard they could easily be remediated for $8 million. Do you remember that?
I do.
I've also heard it could cost millions to fix. It probably depends on if you're a preservationist or a modernist. I've heard that philanthropist and builder D.D. Davis warned designers about elevation issues regarding the library. He believed it had to be elevated. In any event, I think it's the will of the villagers to save the centerpiece of Poland. The library board has entertained proposals to move the library, abandon the current building, and constructing a new modern library. If the cost is even close on remediations or moving, the library should be saved. The board should be completely open to the wishes of the taxpayers who have been bashfully generous in approving library levies. The current location is parking, spacious, blah, 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 blah. Typically, I don't fall in love with preservation because the cost is normally exorbitant. But in this case, the aesthetic work has been taking place and shoring up the foundation could save the building. I think the long-term potential to bring a claim to the village, since the library is heavily subsidized by taxpayers, why not add top-notch salad bar restaurant or a coffee shop? It's been there both of those have been there, so he doesn't know what he's talking about. The demand of such business has already been proven with success of the former Wittenhauer location. That was up the road, not in the library, in a separate thing. You are comparing something that is not the same, where the villagers gather most mornings for breakfast. In the library, you have to drive down a big hill, go walk out, go inside. It's totally doesn't work because of the location. But I digress. Let's see where I got lost it. Sorry. It could be a moot point if the library is beyond saving, but if the costs are reasonable, the library should use millions of already allocated taxpayer dollars to preserve the vision of the architect, Dan Rivers. This freaking guy has been against every school levy, every emergency thing, but it comes to this is a typical boomer. And I'm going to say it. And I normally it's my brother that's all against the boomers. Boomer response. Do you know why? Because he loves to preserve the old buildings and he doesn't want to move forward with it. That library, it's a great building, but he's a freaking hypocrite, Joe. Your buddy is a hypocrite. He wants to tax people to fix the library, but not tax people to fix the schools and or have emergency services. So when he has a heart attack and it takes longer for them to come save him when the ambulance comes, but it's longer because he didn't pay for it. He's going to complain and whine on Facebook about it. Sorry, I'm done.
He's a good writer. If he wrote that,
that's ChatGPT.
No, I don't think he knows how to use ChatGPT, does he?
I don't know. I've never met him.
All right,
but I have a problem.
If he wrote that,
it's well written.
And your read voice in him, it was like Edward Stuffy the Third was reading.
Because that's what he is. He's a stuffy old dude. That's exactly what he is. He's a stuffy old dude who's been on the radio for 30 years and thinks, I'm just telling you, that guy's a hypocrite, and so are Verb, because you want to preserve this library, and this is the attitude to get into the boomer thing. And I wanted to clarify some things. When I say boomers, I'm not going to speak on behalf of my brother.
Okay.
But when I say boomer, I am not referring to the entire generation of boomers, which was, we've gone over that before, which is 60, whatever to whatever, right? Boomer to me is somebody like Dan Rivers. Okay. In their heads, when they make decisions, they don't think about the good of the community. And they are of that age, by the way. It's not just young people do it too. I don't want to throw in an entire generation, but this generation here seems to have a large group of people that sit there and think when they're making decisions. It's not about the community. It's not about what's best for everybody. It's about what's best for them. It's about what they experienced in said building, right? Rivers was trying to make the link of the community wants this, right? But it's not the community. It's his group of people that want this building, and that group want that building because if you look into their lines, well, I went to this building. I grew up in this building. I read this building, or I read in this building. You know, this building means a lot to my history. They're not looking at it like, okay, you're willing to spend money on this library, pay taxes. But then in the next sentence, when I talk about school levies and I talk about emergency services, you will freaking start crying about, I'm being taxed out of my home. I don't want to pay for this because I don't have kids in school. I don't want to pay property taxes because I've paid for 30 or 40 years. It's just freaking maddening. So a boomer to me is somebody who's so obsessed with the old stuff, so self-centered, they can't freaking look past like themselves and what happened to them growing up in life. And they can't look at what's best for the upcoming community when they're dead and gone and moved out. Boomer.
All right, so let's not call them boomers. Let's invent a new word that means what you said.
Assholes.
How about somebody nostalgists?
Nostalgia. That's not mean enough. I need something boomer like bangs.
All right,
I need something that bangs.
Let's just say you got word that the high school that you graduated from is going to be torn down.
Don't care.
And you're a nostalgist.
Okay.
And you're like, I walked those halls.
Yeah.
My trophy is in that case.
Yes, that's a nostalgist. But
And
it doesn't
if I
hit
go-
like boomer. I need somebody to think of a word like that hits like, boomer. Nostalgist.
Yeah, I guess it does lack that
Boomer.
punch.
You're
All
a
right,
freaking
somebody
boomer.
listening, figure a word that's
Boomer.
somewhere between nostalgist and boomer.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
What are you talking? Dennis, what are you talking about?
They're bifalicious.
Bye, Felicia's. Felicia's.
That sounds like a new
I
sexual
need a
orientation.
Boomer. Like, because I guess you're right. Us calling, see what's happening is we call somebody a boomer. I'm a boomer. I don't think
Exactly.
like
It's not. That's not everybody. Some people are practical and they can apply principles
Agreed.
equally without
Agreed.
emotional connection to things. But nostalgists, when they get up there, you start looking at your own life and being connected emotionally.
I like nostalgists. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna play with that word. Nostalgia. Nostalgia. Nostalgia.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia. Nostalgia.
That sounds German. Now it's got punch. It's got freaking punch.
Nostalgia. Yeah. So, well, actually, here's a fun fact. So I went to South Range schools. They got rid of the elementary school I went to. They got rid of the high school I got into. They got rid of the middle school that I went to, and they built one massive campus on 46, because there's in South Range, there's Green Beaver and there's North Lima, and they put it right in the middle. I didn't complain at all. Because why? Because it's better. It's a new building. It's nicer. Those older buildings sucked, right? I mean, they've been around since the 1800s. I think the kids deserve that. I didn't complain about it. Yet you had people, literally nostalgists. I'm just trying.
German.
Nostalgists. What does it say? Yeah, nostalgists. I'm gonna say it like a German. Hi, hot nostalgists. Complaining about it because, like you said, I walked those hollowed halls. The football field moved, right? So the football field used to be in North Lima. Now it's at 46 in Greenford, whatever Canfield that is. There were people. Now, granted, I'm in the Hall of Fame. I played football. I was very good. You had people saying, I bled on those football fields. My sweat is in the ground. How dare you? It's like, come on, dude, move on.
All right, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to make an envelope, and I want you to write on it, do not open until 2045.
Okay.
And I want you to write this sentiment and see if the 70-year-old version of you feels any of those nostalgia feelings when you are grappling with your own mortality and you're thinking about your childhood.
Okay.
All right?
Well,
all right.
That just reminded me. Did I ever tell you of Isaac and my time machine or time capsule idea?
No.
Did I ever told you this?
No, give it to me.
I don't know if I want to say it on the air just in case we ever do it. Okay, for the 41 people watching this, 37, you are not allowed to tell anybody what I'm about to
just
disclose
between
to
us.
you. Just between us. Do you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
37 people watching. Can you give some likes and follows too, by the way? 34 people. Good. People blocking out. Those are probably the people who are going to talk. Anybody else dropping off right now, don't listen to this if you can't keep a secret. Isaac and I, in the next couple of years, want to do this plan. And again, I'm just going to tell you guys this right now. We want to create a time capsule.
Okay.
Where we go around, we talk to all the mayors, all the different like Struthers, talk to Kat, Canfield, talk to Donnie, Poland, talk to Mayor Tim, right? Want to say, look, we, the MLO Bros, want to do a time capsule where in 200 years, the people in the future will open up this time capsule. Okay. And then, they'll have like parades or whatever's in the future, right? We don't know what's going to be in the future. It could be a freaking nuclear wasteland. But hey, the time capsule's going to be in the ground, right? We're going to dare it, bury it, seal it, put a little thing, do not open until 2000. What would that be? 200 years from now, 2,425, right? Whatever it is.
You went 400 years in the future. 2225. 2225.
Anyways, terrible at math. All right. Terrible.
You're alone.
Yeah, it's fine. 2008. It's kind of my fault. So we're going to gather pictures. We're going to have little kids draw, like, all this stuff, right? Whatever Struthers has, Struthers give us this. They gather this all up, put this in this time capsule, right? But we're not going to put the stuff in the time capsule. Okay. In the time capsule, we are going to put a picture of Isaac and I mooning the camera. Okay.
Okay.
Just throw all the other stuff that everybody gave us away. Okay. Throw all the stuff away because we were okay. Throw it all away. Sure. Bury this time capsule with just the picture. Love the MLO Bros. Okay. So then 200 years in the future, there's like a band, there's like all this stuff, the mayor, whoever it is, like Tim Sycophus Jr., the fifth is like, you know what I mean? Like, our forefathers 200 years ago buried this. We are so proud to be here. They open it up. I can see unlatching it, pull it up, open. There's a big crowd, open it up, and all it says is "Love the MLO Bros from 200 years ago," and that's it. Could you imagine?
You're gonna troll them, a Geraldo Rivera.
Yes, could you imagine? Could you love the MLO? And like my great grandkids would be like, "What the fuck was wrong with my grandma?" My grandpa, my uncle. Could you imagine that? That's all. You guys thinking about this at home are not. Laura, you did not have that idea. Rob said, make it a confetti bomb.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm a visionary boomer without change. Oh, see, this is why we need to change the word right here.
Yeah.
See, that's it. I agreed. Yep. Vision. What was the word again?
Nostalgist.
Okay, everybody, I'm not calling them boomers anymore. It's going to be nostalgist. I wonder, can you type in German?
No, I think there's little letters that you could put that pronounce things with a thicker, deeper, sharper pronunciation.
So I just got a text. Call them Verbers. Verbers like Ron Verb, yeah. Verbers or Rivers or Riververse. Okay,
Rivers.
So you can do that. Okay,
yeah. There's.
I'm sure ChatGPT nostal. Just that's an actual word, Joe.
No shit, you're talking to me.
I thought you made that up. I mean, I know nostalgia is a word, but that's an actual word. Nostalgist. That is a legit. I thought you made that up.
No, come on,
Joe. Definition: a nostalgist is someone who is obsessed with or excessively sentimental about the past, especially their own idealized version.
Dude, come on.
It already exists.
Don't freaking doubt me.
Wow. Okay. Say this word in German.
Here's the spelling in German. Nostalgic.
Nostalgi. Nostalgic. Oh my God. It's a direct. This nostalgic. I get it. Nostalgic. Can you say it? Can you play it? Nostalgica. 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 Scott Bowler says I'm one of those. Scott, are you a nostalgica? Dale Gossett, I'm 62 and I have no idea where I am. Gino's on here. How do you write a bad check for $500,000 3 times that are not facing? Yeah, that's a good point too. Isn't that like legally? Like if I write a bad check when I go to the grocery, I get arrested.
When
correct?
You write one, it could be a mistake and they don't charge you with it. You write a second one and it's illegal to write a check that is bad. And a third time, like somebody's going to take some.
Can we go arrest him?
Us? No, I'm not going to arrest him.
well, can somebody?
I think it's court-wise. So somebody would have to decide to prosecute, and then they would do an investigation.
Yeah,
and then they would make.
Gino, you're a commissioner. Go file some papers or something. Gino's a total nostalgia. I'm going to totally use that for them. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
That is it. No more boomers. Nostalgia. $500,000 check. Why don't you go file some papers, Gino? Go file a complaint or something. If I write, like you said, if I write like bad checks, people go to prison for that.
Yes, they do.
right? Like,
Yeah.
what's the? Let's look that up.
Fraud. Like it is
Fraud.
Check fraud.
What's check fraud punishment? Check fraud is when somebody intentionally uses a fake, altered, or stolen check to obtain money. Goes, okay, wait, no, so I guess it wouldn't be that. What about writing bad checks? Also called check bouncing. What it means, there are two flavors. Accidental. You just didn't realize your balance was, so maybe it's accidental.
3 times. Accidental fee.
Penalties, bank fees, merchant fees, civil lawsuits, criminal charges, fines. Okay, what are the criminal charges? What are the criminal charges? Misdemeanor, small amounts, first time. Do it. What about 500,000? Okay, here we go. If someone knowingly writes a bad check for 500,000. At that level, you're dealing with felony theft by deception, check fraud, forgery, felony of a first or second degree, multiple felonies, forgery, theft, fraud, federal charges if interstate banking or mail is involved. That would be interstate banking, I would say. Penalties can include 5 to 20 years depending on jurisdiction. Fines, 10,000, full restitution, seizure of asset, homes, cars, bank. Let's go get this guy's home. We should Google what his house looks like. Federal prison. In Ohio, a bad check over 100 is first degree found. Wow. 3 to 11 years in prison for over 150,000. Wow. Real world outcome. And it's happened 3 times. Wow. That's crazy. We got to look at I won't do it now, but when I get home, I'm going to look up where this guy lives and find his house and see how much money he has.
Now, I would make sure first that, because if you pursue that, let's say I go to jail, but then the county doesn't collect that money in the end. So you got to make sure that if you need to go grab his stuff, that it's not protected. Like if he's good at this,
he's got to be good. He's got to have it. It's probably in his wife's name or something, right?
So if we go and pursue that, get him a felony, and then he's got like a Yugo to take back, then the county loses all that money.
He's got to have this stuff protected. Right. It's probably in his
offshore somewhere.
Yeah. Right. Or somebody else's name.
If he does that, if the rumors are true that he's a
no mail involved, it was transfers. Okay. Well, let's try this. Is a wire transfer considered? Is a bad wire transfer considered? Let's try that. This is all good stuff. We're learning. I like learning. Yes, a bad wire transfer can absolutely be considered fraud or criminal offense. There you go. If it was intentional or deceptive, I guess you got to have to prove the intentional or deceptive.
See, I don't even understand that. I've done wire transfers before, and before they allow me to initiate it, they check the balance to make sure.
That's what I don't. Yeah, I agree with that.
Now to check, then that makes sense because you can just write it and it doesn't matter, and it just bounces. So I think it was more likely a check than it was a wire transfer.
Patricia, fun facts though about you said he's probably an LLC. They can still sue the person involved in the LLC. It's harder to get the stuff, but you can still do it. Yeah, you have to verify. So like when somebody closes on a house, and they're bringing in a down payment, you have to do a wire transfer.
Right.
Those funds got to be there, or else they won't.
The bank won't do it. Yeah, they'll look and say, dude, you can't transfer money that you don't have."
Right. So how is that working then?
Yeah.
Unless he's in bed with that.
Unless
bank.
he's like the county ACH my account, and then when they try to hit the account, then it fails. Could be that.
Or he set up the wire. Maybe he set up the wire transfer and moved the money. You'd almost have to see that too. You know what I'm saying? Like set up the wire transfer, said it's coming through. Here's the details. Then move the money. Then transfer the movie. Move. But man, the bank verified the funds. Okay, Danielle. I know Danielle's on this group, by the way, and I know they're trying very, very hard. So I'm not going to be mean. If they verified the funds, why didn't the funds go through, Danielle? Donnelly? How would you?
I don't know. Danielle.
That's
That's very Hungarian.
Danielle.
Not German. Sounds Hungarian.
I have no clue. So, see, that's the problem. I know you guys are trying, but it's like there's just they want Daniele and her group want this to work. Like they're giving.
Yes.
They want this to work, and I'm sorry, you guys are giving this guy way too much credit. So it's rough. It is so rough. So, all right, next topic. What else you got?
I think Epstein was what you mentioned.
Do you want to talk about Epstein?
Sure, might as well. Because we haven't beat that horse to death yet.
Well, you might have.
We, as in the public in general.
All right. So Epstein, let's talk about it. What happened? You've had to be following this more than I have. What happened? So
I'm just sick to my stomach over the whole
what happened?
Stupid thing.
So they don't have a list?
So it's been like more than 10 years that that the dude was arrested and the raids happened and they took all of the materials back to the Department of Justice.
So they busted him, got
the video, got the list, got the paperwork,
arrested him,
everything, got arrested.
Okay.
Now
10 years.
you've had three different administrations that have been in that office.
Yeah.
And it wasn't under lock and key that if somebody wanted that stuff to go away, they couldn't just put it through the shredder and make it go away forever.
Right.
So by this point, all these years later, I would have been very surprised if the most damning stuff hadn't already left the building a long
So you think
time
they
ago.
cleaned it out?
Oh, for sure.
Right.
For sure. I think they had it at one time. I don't think it survives 10 years of different administrations.
And the list is a client list they're talking about.
Yeah. The people who were involved that could be implicated in the felonies.
Do you think there was a list?
Yeah, I do.
Do you think Trump and the people in power got rid of it?
Oh, for sure. If the people investigating it and had access to the evidence was on the list, wouldn't you go back there and say, or if it's like, hey guy, you're my friend, make sure my name doesn't appear any there, and they just keep shredding stuff as people keep asking. I think it's a majority of the people in high positions of power that were somehow involved.
Do you think Trump's involved?
I don't know. Because I just have to assume they're all involved if they're allowing this to happen.
Scott says there's no way they didn't have a fixer to get rid of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, are you still talking about this guy, this creepy? Yeah, that comment from Trump was ridiculous.
It was awful.
Awful. He looked like a moron. And now he always looks like a moron. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But that was literally one of the reasons why he got elected was to release information. He talked about it and then he said that. Are you still talking about that? Was bad. Bad. I think that comment alone is going to hurt the Republicans in the reelection.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because
there's no faith, no trust that they can come through on
right. Because the whole thing with Trump and his movement is we're different. We're not the same. We're not part of the machine. We're not part of the swamp. And then he made that comment. I was like, oh, dude, you just messed up so bad. They should probably make a fake list and just torture everybody at this point. That's the only way they're going to save it.
There's only a thread of hope for me.
Okay.
Is that publicly they wanted to make the people that would have been on the list, because obviously they exhaled at that point, right?
Yeah, because right now, if you're on the list, if you were on that island raping people,
now you're just like, you're not putting up your defenses, you're not trying to defend against anymore. They think they're off the hook. But Ghislaine Maxwell is still alive, which means if you want to regather evidence that might have been destroyed and rebuild a case, you go to her, you make a negotiation with her that she drums up a new list with the evidence that she holds in her head. We got to keep that lady alive.
Where's she
as long
at?
as possible.
Do we know?
I think she's in New York.
Is she in prison?
Yeah.
She's got to be an isolated.
Has to be.
like in the basement, with locking. Yeah, right.
Yes. Protect her at all costs. She's the only link to re-implicating any of those people
because she could be a witness.
Absolutely. She was the madam. She was in.
Didn't she say though she didn't have a list too, or no?
I don't know.
I thought she said she didn't have one. There's got it, but I mean, there had to be a list. Somebody it's just the whole thing.
Well, when the Department of Justice or any law enforcement come after you, they document everything. They know. So if they talk to XYZ and names get mentioned, they keep investigating until they can put you at the scene with the motive. Here's some video footage and whatever.
Right.
So, and the video footage is the 300 gigs of video footage where they say they can't show the public because it's gross pedophilia.
How do you not have who?
There, in my mind, there are two people there. If you
Mhm.
see there is pedophilia, but there's a guy that can be recognized and then corroborated by.
Why can't you redact the?
Exactly. Don't even show us.
Yeah,
Put that dude in prison.
yeah, and they won't do it.
Now,
Dude, that's the same thing as not the same thing, but it's the they hide behind this privacy stuff, and that's exactly what Ursuline schools are doing. That's exactly what West Branch is doing, and it's gross. They hide
big time gross.
They're using the young kids literally and also as a way to protect themselves and privacy, saying, oh, the general public can't see because there's kids involved. Redact it. You can't tell me I can make a video of a freaking reporter getting dragged into Lake Milton, but you can't redact a freaking, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
Freaking lawyers.
Crazy.
Too many lawyers.
It's lawyers
100%.
protecting these people. Yep, they're rich. Yeah. How about all the hard drives in a big plastic tote they found? Yeah, it's crazy. Is there a statute of limitations on this?
Oh.
Is it she just has to stay alive until they can no longer do anything? I don't know that one. I'm not.
I'm going to look that up in my algorithm.
I am not a legal expert at all, but that's a great freaking question. That is a great question.
Okay. The statute of limitations starts 4 years from the time of discovery by the injured party or both injured as casual relationships between the injury and abuse. 16 or older, 7 years from the age. So depending on the abuse, it's either 4 or 7 years from the act.
Wow. So is it? So for the injured thing. So is it too late now?
I think it's too late now.
Weird. Wow.
This means lawsuits can be filed up until the victim is 30 years old, depending on the circumstances.
Yeah. Wow.
Laura, there are a bunch of accounts. There were probably maybe a half dozen women who were set to testify at the trial before the alleged suicide. And a lot of them were willing, but there's a lot more who are unwilling to go through this process, and you can't blame them.
Wow. That is, right. And then, those women they could be unalive too, right?
For sure. I wouldn't do it. If you've got powerful people that could take aim at you and you watch people disappearing one by one, one getting hit by a truck, one getting...
Wow.
Yeah, they're going to get away with it. That's my prediction, is they're going to get away with it.
Wow, that is crazy. Okay.
That's a bummer.
Dude, this is such a bummer. I don't think they're ever going to do anything, right?
Yep.
Wow. And these terrible people are going to get away with it. These terrible, awful people with money get away with it. What a freaking world we live in.
Mm-hmm.
There's no hope. We're so screwed.
I'm giving up. Like I'm
seriously. Yeah, that's like a give up. Yeah, they're protecting these politicians. And the thing is, these Trumpers really thought he was going to help. He was going to make a difference. And he hasn't. He hasn't released JFK file. Like, everything's exactly the same.
Yep.
Wow. That is freaking bonkers, man. Bonkers.
It's a corrupt cesspool, and I've been saying it for years.
Yeah.
And now we have total evidence that we got to neuter the crap out of this government.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. Any thoughts on this before we move on? Anybody? I mean, things are lighting up over there. Wow. That's like terrifying. Oh, okay. I got to go a little early today, Joe, because my kids are home and I got stuff to go. But I wanted to talk before we go.
Conspiracy theory. You at least have to give me the conspiracy theory topic.
Oh, we'll do that. But
okay.
Before we go, I want to update everybody on Ursuline.
Yeah.
Talk about covering up and stuff. So I did a FOIA to Ursuline.
Mm-hmm.
They can't send me anything because they are a private organization.
Right.
So they said, no, we're not saying anything because I don't have to, basically is what they're saying. The freaking Youngstown Police Department. I asked for a police report. Okay. Talk about redacting. You know what they sent me?
What?
They sent me a police report. And I said, please redact all the kids' names. They sent me the police report. I'll send it to you. Every line was blanked out.
Are you serious?
Every line.
A totally redacted police report. Oh my goodness.
So all it had. So basically, and I'm going to post it later. Take the police report, and it has like date, name, that stuff's all there. Everything else is blanked out. But it's not just that, the names and the dates of the kids. The section, the police report section that has like what happened,
blanked out.
All the way blanked out. No details, no nothing.
Wow.
So that to me is one, they're covering something up. Two, they're being a smartass.
Yep.
Right?
Oh yeah.
That's being a smartass to me. That is like, screw you, we're not telling you anything. And that ain't gonna go well with me. So Youngstown Police Department wants to play with black. So that's gonna be next. So that they literally blanked out. I'm gonna post in a little bit. But I mean, shouldn't you just redact the names, right?
If they wanted to be a contributor to this madness, right?
Right.
If you wanted to, if they want to be a dick and give you the middle fingers.
That's what they gave me there.
Yeah, for sure.
Whoever did that gave me the middle finger.
Yep.
So that's fine. You guys want to do this, we can do this. So yeah, they can't send you redacted names. They can't send you just redacted names for juveniles. What are you talking about, Penny? They can't send you just redacted names. Why not?
Well, what I would do, I would ask justification for the redactions to see if every line item, every sentence or paragraph, what reason went into it.
Everybody's saying why not? Why am I wrong in that? Why?
Okay, so let's just say a paragraph had 3 words in it.
Please explain to me why this was redacted.
Exactly. If it's like we have an ongoing investigation, so I remove this paragraph because it referred to XYZ, I can see that of it. I bet you they have to provide a reason. I don't have to, but
I'm pretty sure they have to.
They should provide a reason. Why every redaction with the justification.
Okay, yeah, I want to know why. No, because the other things in the report identify. No, because the other things in the report identify. Well, then redact those things.
Yeah, an address, a phone number.
But redact everything anything that identifies.
Yeah. So if it's somebody jumped on the playground, you don't redact that because it doesn't refer to someone.
Right.
But if it's like redacted name, drove a certain color car, and it's like I can identify you based on redact that portion.
Because you can figure out who the kids are by the other context. So that's garbage. So redact the names of the people, redact any identifying information, and then you're good. All this shows me is they're covering something up and they're trying to protect the freaking Catholic Church and they're trying to protect Ursula. That's all that is to me. You can say it 100 times. Oh, the kids. Boy, that sounds freaking familiar, doesn't it? We're trying to protect the youth. We're trying to protect the underage people. Point to freaking Epstein files. That's crazy. All that does. Yes, everything else should be fair game. As long as I don't, and it's like you said, Joe, blank redacted did this, or blank on the playground jumped on blank.
Exactly. There should be some nouns and verbs in there that are not identified.
Nouns and verbs, yes. Yep. On this date, 5/10, whatever, blank punched blank in the face.
You would respect that at least because you know that it was at least trying to be a little helpful.
Good point. I'm going to follow up with that one. That's a good point. How do you know that's not what they did? I have the FOA and it's completely blanked out from top to bottom. So unless every sentence and every word is a name and an identifying thing, which is impossible in basic English literature and English grammar, that's what they did. That's how I know that. Even if you redact name, leave the letter A, did this blank. There is no way. I'm not saying I agree. That's just what they usually do for juveniles. It's usually all redacted. Well, that's bullshit, and I don't think that's right. And I want to know why it's redacted, and I want a better copy of that. So there you go. Boy, I am Isaac. I pre-workout. I didn't do pre-workout or anything. I was fired up.
Yes, you are caffeine addicted.
Oh, I'm so okay. Are you caffeine addicted? Oh, dude, it's so terrible. I had 5 cups of coffee yesterday. 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we go, conspiracy theory time.
Okay.
I know you're gonna be all over this one.
Okay.
The water engine.
Yes.
The water engine. Hold on, let me see here. Water engine conspiracy. Water engine conspiracy. Oh, nope, that's wrong. Hold on. I need the real one.
And I'll bring up a design of it.
Do you think it's possible?
Yes.
You do think it's possible?
Yeah.
So what this is there's a water engine that Stanley Meyer created a water engine in the 80s. It could run strictly on water, getting 100 miles per gallon of water. And that the gas companies off this dude and stole the stuff, and that was the end of it. Dude, he's from Grove City, Ohio.
Is he really?
Stanley Myers was from Grove City, Ohio. In the 1980s and 90s, he claimed to have developed a water fuel cell that could power a car using only water. He said his invention could split water into hydrogen. Are they already kind of doing that?
They are.
They have that.
Mm-hmm. Hydrogen fuel cell.
Yeah, much more than electrolysis. What did he claim? He drove a modified dune buggy that said to ran on purely water. Claimed the car could go from LA to New York on 22 gallons of water. Could you imagine that? Said any water would work, even tap or rainwater. Dude, I could freaking fill up a bucket and just go in my car. He filed multiple patents and showed the invention to media outlets and potential investors. In 1996, Stanley Meyer was taken to court by 2 investors who claimed he had committed fraud. The court ruled Meyer's device did not work as claimed. His so-called water fuel cell was ordinary electrolysis with no efficiency breakthrough. He was ordered to repay the investors. The court decision said his invention was not credible and not scientifically viable. In 1998, Meyer died suddenly after eating a restaurant with Belgian investors. His brother claimed Stanley ran out of the restaurant clutching his throat saying, "They've poisoned me." The official cause of death was cerebral aneurysm. No foul play ever confirmed, but the strange timing fuels conspiracy theory. What scientists say? Meyer never provided sufficient technical evidence. His fuel cell violated the known laws. Okay, there you go. All right, what are your thoughts?
We have been flirting with all those alternatives, and
Yeah.
I have one in more modern history, where the hydrogen fuel cell.
Yeah.
Were you following that in late 90s?
Hydrogen. Yeah, that was the one that was going to spit water out of the back of the car onto the road. Or something like that.
So it was doing the opposite of that, where it was combining those and use water was the output, and you'd use that to, the cell would make electricity and create motion based on that. And Daimler Chrysler bought up the technology and shelved it, and so there was. I mean, you're a business owner,
right?
If a new technology came out that threatened your business and you had the ability to buy it when it's cheap and just make sure nobody continued developing it, would you do it if you could?
Wait, say that again. So
a technology comes out,
yeah,
and it's in prototype phase,
yeah,
where somebody says they can do it, they just haven't done it yet. So you could get in and buy it for super cheap, and then just put it on your shelf and make sure nobody could ever develop that thing further. Would you do it?
Yes, 100%.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
If it threatens your business, you could buy it on the cheap, you shelve it, and it disappears forever.
Whoa! So you think that's what they did?
Of course, every time there's an innovation,
killed the guy?
There's I don't know. They killed him. It was, if he got killed, it was probably about somebody's losing money than it was because there was a conspiracy.
Oh, so you think they killed him because
they were
the Belgians killed? The Belgians killed
I gave you $2 billion. I don't know what's a Belgian accent. It's German. We need Belgian accents. I don't know what that looks like.
Dude, a Belgian accent?
I don't know. But anyway, they were like, I gave you $2 million. I have $0 now. I'm really upset at you. And here, eat this thing. That's more likely.
Wow. All right. Hold on. Let me show you. Let's see here. Belgian accent. I was more worried about the Belgian accent. So now I want to know what a Belgian sounds like. Now I got to find a Bel. Is there like a Bel? We need like a Belgian. Has there ever been a Belgian guy in a movie?
I have no idea. What do
they speak? Dutch? Is that
yes.
Dutch?
Yes.
Oh, that's Dutch. Dutch. I used to work with Dutch people on the cruise ship. Hey, Luke, what are you doing? No, that's French. Oh, Joe. Oh, chocolat bleu. I am Belgium.
All right, we're gonna have.
Do they hear this? Vif. That sounds French.
All right, just do French and that'll be our oui. You're giving me the money. And
Die Hard? Wasn't he German? The guy in Die Hard?
I don't know. I mean, he might have been Belgian.
Hans Gruber was Belgian? No, he wasn't. Scott would know that. Hold on. Hans Gruber. Gruber. What nationality? Hold on. No, he wasn't. He's German. He's not Dutch. You almost had me for a second. I'm like, he was Belgium? That's goddamn Belgian.
Find me a badass Belgian.
And Scott just said not sure, but he talked funny. Seriously, dude. Wait, didn't some guy named Doc Brown create a way to turn? Yes, he did.
And totally legit.
Yes.
I've tried Mr. Fusion. It works perfectly.
Wait, what were the bad guys in Back to the Future when they weren't Belgian? They were. Remember, he stole the.
Yeah, was it Iranian?
No, it wasn't Iranian. It's the
Libyan.
It's the Libyans. That's right. Run! It's the Libyans. Run, Marty. Run, Marty. It's the Libyans.
Where did you get plutonium?
Yeah. It's the Libyans. Run. Oh my God, this has been off the. So, is it possible? Here's my question, Jeff. For you, since you'd be the smart guy. Will it ever happen where I'm going to be able to take rainwater and put it in my truck?
Probably not.
Why? Is it scientifically possible?
It's very inefficient. The reason that they start on these things, they start with materials that are plentiful and try to make it into a fuel. But there are many better fuels than water.
Okay.
I don't think the engine would be very powerful. I don't think it would be very fast. And I think it would take a hell of a lot of energy to create.
That's what I was reading, was it wasn't energy efficient enough to turn it into energy. That's what I was
It's not your best option.
Right.
It's possible, like small scale, little experiment in your backyard, you can get it to work. Right. But I would not build a manufacturing.
It's the same concept, not the same concept, the same kind of general idea of why don't we have enough water on Earth? Can't we just desalinate, or what's it called? Is that the right word? Desalinate the ocean water.
Yeah.
But it takes an insane amount of energy to do that. So you're actually burning more energy to desalinate than it is to actually.
Yeah.
That's crazy too. So, all right. Well, there you go. There it is. I have so much stuff to do today, and I want to go till 10:30. But anybody else? Anybody have any questions? Anybody has any comments? I'm going to email the Youngstown Police Department when I get home, because that is bullcrap. I'm going to look up what a Belgian accent is.
Okay.
What was
the
other
task list?
What else did I have? Did I have another task? None of this involves my actual job, which, by the way, while you're watching, Isaac and I are realtors. If you ever need a home loan, ever need a mortgage, we do both. Call us 330-65170. I'd love to help you. We could talk while we're listing your house. We could talk about things like the Epstein files or water, or I could say, what was this? What was the word?
Oh shit!
What's the German word again? Not
nostalgist.
Nostalgist. Do you want to sell your nice old house? Are you a nostalgist? Oh my God!
Did you do anything with VO3, by the way?
Yeah, it has a limit.
Does it?
You can only do 3 videos a day, and that's for the medium one. And then like the $229 one, you only get like 10 videos a day. Like, and here's the problem: they count. Unless I'm on the wrong one, but mine didn't look like. Do you have the app on your thing?
Not on that machine. When we demonstrated the other day, that was just on the main.
Mine was different, so maybe I'm on the wrong website. Can you send me that? Because it was limiting. So like I'm like, whole lady. Like I just did the description, And then it messed the video up, and it was like a freakish. Like I said, I called Isaac, and I was like screaming because like it had this tentacle arm come out, and it didn't look real, and it like how it turned into her arm.
Yeah,
it turned into her head this time. It's like flapping around. I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? Like I'm screaming because I feel like I was like creating nightmares.
Yes,
and so I did it, and then I redid it to try and get it to fix, and it counted the redo as one of the 3. So then I did it 3 times, then I was done.
Okay.
And it's like, hey, spend $300 a month. So send me that link.
I will.
And we'll try it because I don't think I was.
But now you can't monetize videos that aren't done by
we were
human
going to
beings.
talk about that.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
But will be followed by other
You think
people,
so?
for sure.
So like those Bigfoot videos and stuff, you think they're done?
They are.
They're so funny though.
I know.
Why are they doing that? Why can't you monetize that?
Because they are just flooding the zone with all fake stuff.
Is it fake to a point it's going to cause problems?
No, they're just doing so much of it because it's so easy to produce. It's almost like sending an email. Like you don't send a million emails today because you have to actually type it out and copy paste and address it and whatever. When you have something that AI can do, you can just flood millions of those fake videos out there, and it diminishes real content because there's just so much more AI generated content.
Wow. So they think it's taking away from the real content.
Yeah. So if they demonetize it, you'll get less of it because that's why they're
would you
doing
do
it.
Yeah, well, 100%.
And so then real content with real people then gets the advantage.
I am behind the curve because I'm just getting into it,
and then
they've already start making money on it, and then boom, just like that.
Yeah. I'll give you more notice the next technology that comes, so we can at least exploit it.
Can you please help me exploit that?
I will.
Like I'm behind the curve again.
I know. That was my bad. I'm sorry.
So annoying. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in. Joe and I gotta go. We'll be back Tuesday, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And yeah, call us. Oh, if you want to, how's our radio stuff going? We got a radio?
No, we don't even have a contender anymore.
We're gonna be trapped. We're never gonna break free. We don't.
Joe will be constructing an antenna.
Can we build an antenna?
We could. It's the FCC licensing that's everything.
And that's like millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars. But if so everything we want to do, like all the radio stations that are cheap enough are non-commercial, so their rates are lower and they'll talk to us, but we can't do any commercial behaviors. We can't do commercials. It has to be all nonprofit, no promotional stuff. Commercial licensing is the millions of dollars, and the people who own those need you to pay lots of money to be on those networks because you're a liability.
We're never going to go. I guess, you know what? We'll just let radio die and we'll just do this.
Yeah. Maybe we invent a new frequency that's outside the purview of the FCC. We put our antenna and we start broadcasting.
I looked into that, Mr. Daniel, and we go to prison for like 30 years.
I know. But if I pick a frequency,
I know.
If I pick a frequency that's not under the purview of the FCC, then no big deal.
Does that exist?
Of course it exists.
Frequencies. Now, wait.
Yeah.
Not under the so they don't run that, and
they're not licensed. They're not licensed band.
How does that exist?
It does exist, but nobody's radio can pick it up. So my thought is,
this is starting to sound easier. Like it's like the freaking water engine. Let's just keep doing it the way we're doing it.
Yes.
Right? Is that the point of this?
Yeah, we just shelved our frequency only because nobody would be able to listen to us. We're gonna broadcast an infrared light. Nobody can see us, but we're broadcasting. I swear, we're broadcasting.
Let's just do it to say we're on the radio. We're on the radio.
Are there any ham radio operators out there that will tune us in to their ham as we broadcast?
Can we get like CB? Like the CBs, like truckers, and like just tune into that and like send it out that way?
Yeah, that's the frequencies I'm talking about, the open ones that you're allowed to broadcast. But most of the CBs are pretty short in bandwidth. It doesn't travel very far. We're only going to
pick them up when they're going down.
But ham radio, you could pick up Europe under certain conditions. So if we got on ham radio frequencies, we just have to convince our audience to go buy freaking ham radio.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Somebody from Germany tuning in
to this show?
Right when I'm like, nostalgics! And they're like, what the hell? Could you imagine?
You're pronouncing it wrong.
God damn it, you're not saying it right, you American bastard.
And you start an international ordeal. A war breaks out.
Oh my God. All right. I gotta go. This has been an absolute train wreck of a show. We need Isaac back. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys all on Tuesday. Isaac will be back. Oh, I won't be here.
So it'll be me and Isaac.
Because I'm getting my colonoscopy. Whoa. Getting my colonoscopy at noon. Maybe I'll come in pre-colonoscopy.
If you wear the shirt cocking outfit, the show is what you're about to go into.
Well, I will be grumpy because I'm not allowed to eat.
Don't come in.
We'll see how I'm feeling.
Don't come in.
Maybe I'll just call in. I'll call in. I'll call in from the toilet.
Okay.
All right, there you go. Live on Tuesday.
All right. Luke's going to be live streaming his colonoscopy on Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah. I'll be here. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I'm like blowing up. I'm sorry. I will see you guys all later. Bye, Joe.
Thank you for listening to this show on Youngstown Studio. This is original Youngstown content. Feel free to share our videos and tell your friends about us. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook. Thank you for your support.